He is our sound. For us people in India and Pakistan and Bangladesh, the subcontinent, Imam Ahmad Khan is the sound of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. The Prophet ﷺ told us, اتبعوا الصراط الأعظم. You must always follow the majority of Muslims in every time. You must always follow. You heard what I said? Always follow Salat al-Azam. The majority of Muslims in every century are always Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. Subhanallah. This is the promise of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The majority of the Muslims in every century are the Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. So when we appoint our friends, be careful as to who we appoint. And be careful as to whom we are befriending. Because on the day of judgment, we will be raised in the company of the people who used to socialize with us in dunya. And people, we have seen young men who go to universities and colleges, and they meet young people, and they become influenced by their views. And they come home saying to their father, you are a mushrik. They come home to their father saying, you are a bid'ati. They come home to their father telling them, what are you? You don't follow the Quran and the Hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This is the day and age we are living in. Sadly, this is the day and age we are living in. Today people are talking about peace and unity agendas. My dear brothers, we agree that Muslims are in dear need of unity. Muslims are in dear need of peace. But on what grounds do we unite with other people? What are the principles and fundamentals of uniting with somebody? What are the principles of peace? Are we going to shake our hands and sit in the company of people and unite and claim to be peaceful with people who have built toilets and latrines on the house of Hazrat Khadija in Makkah? Are we going to unite with people who have destroyed the graves of Sahaba Kiram and Ahl Bayt Athar in Makkah and Medina? And those people are preserving the swords of their kings and the rings of their kings and the clothes of their kings in the museums of Makkah? Are we going to unite with people who are destroying the Islamic heritage whilst they are looking after the graveyards of the Jews in Medina? Wallahi azim, my dear brothers, this is not the agenda of peace and unity. This is hypocrisy. If we unite with people who call us mushrik, who call us people who are worshipping the greatest idol. You know what they call the greatest idol? The Sanam al-Akbar, the Gumbad al-Khazra of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. They call this a Sanam al-Akbar. And we want to unite with them. People who are slandering us of shirk and kufr all the time. We are befriending them in our universities. We are befriending them in our events. The Prophet ﷺ has told us that the way of the Muslim in every century should be the way of the majority of Muslims. As-Salat al-Azam. And the Salat al-Azam is always Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. Subhanallah. That is our standard. Because the Jama'at is Ahlul Sunnah. And Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. The Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, the standard of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah is always number one, Zat Mustafa. Number two, Ni'mati Iman and Aqidah. This is my sincere advice to all my brothers listening to this talk. Beware of people who are trying to hijack your iman. Suna jungle raat andheri, chai bagli kali hai. Sone walo jagte rahiyo choron ki rakhwali hai. Allah Muhammad told us, we're living in a day and age of darkness. We're in the middle of a jungle. And there are highway robbers who are ready to take our iman from us. And they will hijack your iman wherever they get the opportunity. Save yourself and save your children and your young men. The internet has become a great fitna in our home today. नीचे घर के वालिद साहब खत्म मुबारक कह रहे हैं और बेटा ऊपर इंटरनेट पर वो खत्म मुबारक के खिलाफ शिर्क और बिदअत के खतरे पड़ रहा है। नीचे वालिद मुहतरम मिलादुन नबी की महफिल सजा रहे हैं और ऊपर बैठा हुआ इंटरनेट पर बच्चा उनका वो ऐसे खतीब को सुन रहा है जो महफिल मिलाद को शिर्क कह रहा है। ये हालात हो चुके, इतना दलाल आ गया हमारे लोगों के अंदर और young people have been hijacked at every level. And people ask, when we go to Saudi Arabia, this is another very pressing issue. People are going to Hajj. People say, you don't pray behind the imams. Can you explain this, please? I only have one reply. These people were those who endorsed the fatwas to destroy the graveyards of Jannatul Ma'ala and Jannatul Baqi. If somebody bulldozed our mother's grave, my mother's grave, how would you feel? How would you feel if somebody bulldozed your mother's grave? But how does a mu'min feel when the entire graves of the Sahaba have been demolished? How does a believer feel when the entirety of the blessed tombs of the Sahaba have been demolished in Jannatul Ma'ala and Jannatul Baqi? My iman does not allow me to make that person an iman. And for me to lift my hand and say Allahu Akbar behind someone who agrees that demolishing the graves of the Sahaba is iman and tawheed, who believe that Qubbat al-Khadra is the greatest idol that people are worshipping today. Abdul Rahman Sudais, one of the famous imams of Makkah. Unfortunately, we have to address these things. Because people ask us these questions. Abdul Rahman Sudais, recently, his book has been published in Makkah. All the khutbahs he has given in Makkah, on the pulpit of Makkah, Masjid al-Haram, those speeches, his written speeches in the last year, have been published. And there is one whole khutbah, one whole lecture of his against the Milad al-Nabi, in which he says, Milad al-Nabi is a shirkul akbar. I have copies of this. It is the greatest shirk. If somebody makes Milad al-Nabi and says, La ilaha ya Rasulullah, he leaves the fold of Islam. These are the fatwas. These are the kind of fatwas that we people have to be facing. If somebody doesn't even consider us a Muslim for celebrating the Milad of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and we are still arguing that why can't we pray Milad behind that? People are going to Hajj now. People are asking this question. And I know there are people who want clarification on this. We have been allegedly accused of worshipping Qubbat al-Khadra. We don't worship Qubbat al-Khadra, but we have ta'zeem. There is a difference between ibadah and ta'zeem. We make ibadah of only Allah Azza wa Jalla, but we have adab and ta'zeem for anything that has nisbat and attachment to Zabi Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. ذکر خدا جو سے جدا چاہو مجھے اللہ ذکر حق نہیں انجیل خبر کی ہے. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is the center of our iman. Is the basis of our iman, is the fundamental of our iman. Your friends that you have, find ishq Rasul in them. Find love of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in them. Find respect of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in them. If you find that in them, then you will automatically realize that it is only the Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah who have Ishq Mustafa. True love of Rasulullah is only given to the Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. Make him your friend. Why? This is my final advice to you, my brothers. Best of friends, closest of friends in this dunya on the day of judgment will become the worst of enemies. So be careful as to who you defend in this dunya. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the company of the righteous people in this dunya. صحبت صالح ترى صالح قلت صحبت طالح ترى طالح قلت. The company of righteous people will make you good and righteous in this dunya, and the company of bad people will make you bad in this dunya and in the hereafter. And the person will be right on the day of judgment with the people he used to socialize with in this dunya. So choose the best of your friends.